This is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
Imagine getting hauled off to jail for a murder you did not commit because someone made up a fake Facebook account and sent videos of the dead body, posted them on there, pretending to be you.
That's scary.
It's fairly plausible. I mean, it's like kind of one of those things where I'm surprised more people haven't done this yet if they're trying to frame somebody for a murder. And add to that, if you're going to post videos of somebody up on Facebook or a murder scene and make it a fake account, what you can do with AI these days, that's even scarier. You could put their voice right there in it.
Oh my God.
You could have them confessing. You could, I mean, in theory, you could AI a whole fake crime scene, actually. Anyway, wow. That's exactly what happened to Shawn Bailey, a 33-year-old man from Louisville, where he spent nearly 10 days locked up for a brutal killing in Indiana that he had nothing to do with. According to investigators, Bailey was set up in one of the most twisted, tech-savvy frame jobs that we've seen in a while. Here's what went down. Started on April 15th when deputies in Hanover, Indiana, just across the river from Louisville, were called to check on 35-year-old Wilma Gayle Robertson. What they found, it was horrific. Robertson was dead inside her home on Hickory Drive, stabbed in the back. Hours later, Bailey was arrested for her murder. On the surface, it looked like an open and shut case. And for good reason. There was allegedly a confession. There was video evidence, a clip sent through Facebook showing Robertson's lifeless body on the floor with Chris Brown's stutter playing in the background. One message attached to it taunted, "Tell her baby daddy he doesn't have to worry about her anymore. I did him a solid favor." Chilling stuff. And the Facebook account, it had Shawn Bailey's name on it. Slam dunk, right? Well, I mean, if you're in law enforcement and aren't very tech savvy, you might think that, but wrong. As detectives kept digging, the cracks in the story widened. The DNA from the crime scene didn't match Bailey, not even close, and the digital trail, it did not point to him at all. Instead, the fake accounts, the video, the entire setup led back to Nigel Thomas, a 34-year-old aspiring rapper from Oxford, Ohio, who goes by the stage name Natty Bang. Natty Bang this weekend only at the Vibe nightclub. 50 people max. It's like in the back of it. It's like in the side of a gas station or something. And there's Natty Bang. According to Jefferson County prosecutors, Thomas not only stabbed Wilma Robertson, but then orchestrated an elaborate scheme to make it look like Bailey did it, going so far as to create multiple bogus Facebook profiles, fabricate a confession, and even send out the murder video under Bailey's name. Prosecutor David Sutter didn't mince words. He said Thomas engaged in an elaborate plan to frame Shawn Bailey and praised law enforcement from Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio for tearing that web of lies apart. On Friday, Thomas was arrested in Ohio. Bailey's charges were dropped, and he was finally released. No word on yet why Thomas targeted Robertson or what his connection to her even was. The prosecutors say those details are coming. Meanwhile, Wilma Robertson, remembered for her kind heart and uplifting social media presence, leaves behind 2 children. She worked as a certified nursing assistant. Her life was real. Her death was senseless. And the attempt to twist it into a clout-chasing stunt for someone else's gain, unforgivable. The justice system got it right eventually, but you have to ask how many other airtight cases are really just one fake profile away from falling apart.
Well, and imagine the poor guy sitting in jail for 10 days. That would seem like forever.
Especially when you don't know.
Not knowing what the hell. It'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. And nobody's believing you because there's evidence. Look what you posted.
Yeah.
But I think it would be, it's kind of like all of those requests you get from fake people, who works at Surgeon at Sea or something, all those accounts. if you really look at the account, there's no content on the account.
Mm-hmm.
And so my guess is once they really started diving into it, it's like, this is a very new Facebook profile.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could pretty easily track back when it was created, maybe where it was created. Because there's people who are really smart and all that stuff.
Well, and then they went to Facebook, I'm sure. I'm sure they got a subpoena to them and said, we need the IPs of where this posts are coming from. So the idiot rapper didn't really realize, maybe you should use a VPN if you're going to try and post something and not get traced back to you. That would be helpful. But he did not do that, and he got caught. I mean, it would have been a smart idea, and that's never would have been a smart idea because you could always trace the IP no matter what.
But you could play the long game too.
Yeah.
Where you're going to set it up and you have really built up this profile. So this person really looks like a real person.
Plan it way ahead. Start your profile early. We should
just giving you some great ideas in case you want to steal this idea.
We should tell that to kids when they get out of high school. Planning on killing someone in your life? Start the fake Facebook profile early.
Play the long game, kids.
Yeah, play the long game. Thing is, the people who are smart enough to play the long game are not killers.
But he had thought this whole thing out because he's trying to frame this guy. And I'm not 100% sure how Shawn Bailey was connected to this poor woman.
Yeah.
So did
maybe
they
not at all.
Each other?
I'm going to guess. I mean, I don't know because they said those details are going to come. So I'm just completely speculating here. Maybe there's no connection whatsoever. Maybe he just found this guy's profile and said, guess what? You're the dude. It shows that you're here. I mean, you can search by location. So you can find people in your general area, pick one, and then there you go. I mean, it would not be hard to pull this off, and it would not be hard to get someone arrested for something like this at all,
and then he
really.
Sends the video to the girlfriend of the murdered woman, her ex-husband's girlfriend, the murdered woman's ex-husband's girlfriend. So, oh my God, that poor girl. She just gets this message.
Oh God.
So of course you're going to go to the police. It's like, it's just, now maybe Shawn Bailey is her ex. It doesn't really, I couldn't figure that out.
I don't know. There's some web of something going on here.
But yeah, so, or maybe he's just a random guy. It's like, I hate him. I got beef with that guy. And so I'm setting him up. And maybe this guy was dating Wilma and wanted to end it. I don't know.
I guess the question would be, did they have enough probable cause to arrest the guy at the beginning? Or should there have been a little more, or was that enough on its face value? Because look, you can fake that shit. Obviously it was fake. He wasn't on the video. I mean, the guy, the post was of the murder, or the video was of the murder. So that shows you whoever is posting this is showing off the murder scene, and that would not be debatable by police. That somebody has stuff that they shouldn't have. But to assume immediately that that's your guy, just because that's the name on the Facebook profile, especially in something like this, I would be really questioning that that's your guy.
Now, I'm going to guess this isn't a big town.
Yeah.
So maybe, as a precaution, it's like, we need to get this guy off the street immediately.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
go arrest him.
It's like, it's a tough one, but because you could, but it does take time to get that. It's not like you can just dial up Facebook and go, hey, can you get me the IP address? It probably takes a little bit of time. Yeah.
And then that whole Chris Brown song, tell her baby daddy he doesn't have to worry about her anymore. I did him a solid favor.
Yeah.
It does seem like, oh my God, this guy murdered her. And I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
If I got that, I'd be rushing to the police with that.
Certainly you go in for questioning. I've seen people get arrested on, or go far longer without being arrested. It's just, it's such a face value thing, and it would be so easy to fake.
But 10 days sitting there.
But
if you're going to be in there for years.
And you have to assume that everybody is as up on technology to understand how easy this would be to fake.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could do this with not even a real murder. You could make a fake profile for somebody, AI some murder scenes, AI their voice, and make him do a confession and make it look like there's a fucking murder scene, and then put it out there. And people are
That
like,
is
what the hell is this? It'll start getting
horrible.
reported. That person will get dragged in. I mean, it's like swatting in a sort of way, but with in a different way. I mean, you're not calling the SWAT. You're basically accusing someone of a horrific crime.
But I mean, I guess, doing their job, it
Yeah.
looks like this guy sent her the video, so let's go arrest that guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad that they let him go, but there's no DNA evidence whatsoever.
That could have gone horribly wrong.
I know it. I'm listening to a podcast right now where that happened.
Yeah. Which one is that?
That one is Bone Valley.
Yeah, we had
Is the name of it?
we had the creator of that on the show the other day. Very fascinating interview.
Very interesting.
yeah.
And
But,
it's just that whole, I think a lot of times, and you hear this historically, I mean, it's been something that's happened for years.
Mhm.
They get centered on or focused on this is who did the crime,
Mhm.
and we're going to make it, all the evidence points to him. We're going to say it all points to him, even though there's no real evidence. And there are innocent people all over the country in
Yeah,
jail.
I mean, Delphi, Indiana, that is a case that is a prime example of that, with the murder of those two girls and Richard Allen being locked away when he's clearly not their guy. And it just sits. I
And I
mean,
think
this
then, too,
could have
it's like
gone that
they
way.
lose face. They don't want to lose face, and so
Yeah.
especially in a high profile murder, we caught the guy. Now you don't want to go, no, we didn't.
It comes down to pride on a lot of these things, and
Think so.
and it's going to be the pride of either the officers who arrested the person wrongly, or it will be the pride of the person who's been arrested wrongly. And in some cases, and especially in smaller towns and shit, usually guess whose pride gets to stay there? The police. No, they don't like to be wrong. They like to have their authority. And in the right cases, yes, but you know what? You gain a hell of a lot more respect when you can admit you're wrong.
Yes, but I do agree. I mean, I get why they went after this guy and arrested him.
I get it.
Get it.
I get it,
And
but
I'm
I
glad
feel like
after 10 days
today,
they let him go.
I feel like today they need to do a little bit more research before you jump to putting someone in jail for 10 days.
Yes.
I think you need to have that a little more
Well,
planned out.
And couldn't you have just looked at the guy's profile and seen there's really no posts?
Well, then you're relying on these people
I
to
guess
be
you could. I
literally.
guess you could make your page private.
They're not
and-
trained. I mean, unless you're in the technical specs of things and you're a forensic, officer or detective, but most are not. So most, probably don't even, use Facebook, or to be depending on the age of the individual, or if they want to be out there. A lot of cops don't want to be on social media and such. So they may not even understand how this shit works if you don't use
Right.
it. So what I'm talking about may have just been completely eluding them, knowing they may just not know what to. They don't get trained in everything in the world.
No.
But again, with ways that people are swatting people and ways that people are doing shit like this, that's where you got to be careful, because
It is. It's kind of like Facebook swatting, isn't it?
it is. It's just in a different, very, another darker way. Be careful out there.
Craving non-stop true crime updates? Press subscribe now and get the latest cases, analysis, and expert commentary delivered straight to your feed. Only from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.